Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic. Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new or visiting from Etsy, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I am sharing with you the March collection, which is called Wings. I'm very excited about this collection. I know I say that every time, but every time I really am. But this one I think is going to be a lot of fun. It was a stretch for me to put together because it's different than what I would normally do and the colors I would normally work with. But I have to say, I'm very happy with the way it all came together. I feel very inspired for working in my own journal this month. So I'm very excited to share it with all of you. For those of you who are new to my channel, my collections are a monthly thing. I try to come out with them at the beginning of every month. It comes with a traveler's notebook size standard journal as well as a kit portion of items that you could use in the journal. The journal itself is a traveler's notebook size. It measures about 8.5 inches tall by about 4.5 inches wide. It contains 30 blank papers. That is the thing about this journal. I decorate the cover. It has a theme every month, but then the pages are blank so that you can decorate them as you see fit. If you're new to junk journaling, if it's just something you haven't tried yet, this is a great way to get your feet wet because it also comes with a kit of items that you can use while you're creating in your journal, and it just makes it a little bit easier, or it's just great stuff to add to your stash too. I definitely have enjoyed that about it. Also, there is a design team that will share at least one video of creating in this journal or their final creation. If they put the journal together, they'll share a flip through of that, or they will work in the journal in a spread. And then, usually they'll do a little bit more. So it's really exciting to get ideas from them. I will also be sharing videos on my channel using this journal. I haven't been very timely with that the last couple of months. I've had to do a lot of catching up here on my channel, but I cannot wait to get started in this journal myself. So yes, that will be happening. And then that's just some added inspiration along with a Facebook group that I have that I would love for you to come and join and share your spreads and things that you do. I love it when everyone shares the things that they do over there in that group. So that link will be down below, as well as the design team for this collection. They will be down below as well. So let's get started. I will share with you what the journal looks like first before I get into the items in the collection. Okay, I try to pull back a little bit here so I can get the whole thing in frame. I really need to order a new tripod. Need to get on that maybe this month. This month will be the month for the new tripod. So with this collection, I was excited to use some of the deeper colors. I personally am planning on using this journal in a grungy type style, so that's kind of the feeling I was going for with this. I used a Tim Holtz stamp here on some vintage linen on the front, and everything is messy. The strings, I tried to leave as many strings hanging off as I could. The stitching is kind of messy. So yeah, I'm just so excited, you guys. Okay, so the bird is stamped on the linen, and then there's some black fabric here wrapped around this grungy looking printed paper here. Got my envelope sticking out. There's a piece of burgundy fabric down here, this really pretty piece of cut apart doily. There's some gold fabric here with a little bit of cheesecloth, and then the Wings title. And like I mentioned, there are 30 pages in this kit. So I will flip through them and show you the variety of papers that are inside. First of all, look at the inside of this. Isn't it beautiful? It has some of that copper. Oh, just love it. So tea stained papers, the first couple of pages. There's a children's practice writing sheet. There is some tea stained paper that is a flip out. Ledger paper, tea stain paper. There is some black notebook paper in here, and this flips out this way. It is lined, but because of the deep colors, I just thought it would be a lot of fun to play around with some white ink this month. So black paper included in the book, and then the kit portion is going to have a Signo white gel pen. It's a cult favorite here on YouTube, and I'm excited to play around with it myself. I didn't have one before I ordered all of them for these collections, so I'm really excited about that. There is some music paper here, tea stain paper. There's this vintage yellow envelope. I decided not to do any cutting on this envelope. I'm gonna let you do that. If you decide you want to cut it open here and use it as a tuck spot, or if you want to cut it open here, I just decided to leave it as is and let you do with it as you decide to do. So there's that side of the envelope there, some tea stain paper, a vintage book paper that has a bunch of quotes on it. I think that's a lot of fun. Tea stain paper, graph paper, tea stain paper, and then we're in the center of the signature. So working backwards, tea stain paper, graph paper, tea stain paper. The other side of that vintage book page, tea stain paper. This side of the envelope, I left it all alone. So again, there's a lot of things you could do with this. You could cut it open. You could cut this end open. You could cut this off and use the rest of the envelope elsewhere in the journal. But it's a big envelope, and I just wanted to leave it as is. And I would love for you to share in the Facebook group what you decide to do with that. These envelopes, boy, they're really stiff. They've been interesting to work with. Or look, you could even make like a flap out of it right there. It's just so much fun. Tea stain paper, music paper, the other side of that black lined paper, tea stain paper, ledger flip out, tea stain flip out. And again, you could turn that the other direction if you wanted that, different. You can rip out pages. I've done plenty of that. There's some children's lined paper, tea stain paper, and the back of the book. So that is the journal. Well, this is actually my journal because you might not think so, but I sewed my feathers upside down. Everybody else's are right side up, but that's okay. Not that anyone would probably notice if their feathers were pointing up and down, but that wasn't the plan. So anyway, that is the Wings Journal. Okay, so then getting into items of the collection, I'm going to start with the big stuff in the back. First of all, let me just say there is a couple blue feathers floating around in there, which I love. Okay, there is a gardening book because, of course, we find our little birds in the garden, right? And what journal doesn't have flowers and stuff in it? So there is a big gardening book page here. There is a little sample of wallpaper, and I didn't have a ton of this, so the pieces aren't as big as they usually are, but I tried to make sure that everybody got a bird and everybody got a nest. They were spread out. I don't know who made this wallpaper. I wish the images were closer. But they weren't really planning on us cutting it up and putting it in our journal, were they? So yes, sweet little images here with the nest and the bird. And these would be fabulous if you wanted to make little tags out of them or cover a page with it. But that is a wallpaper sample. There is a black sheet of paper. And again, with the black book page, it's a regular 8.5 by 11 size piece of paper, and it's matte. So the white gel pen will work beautifully on this, and we can cut this up and use it however we choose in our books. I'm so excited to play with the black and white. So staying on the black and white, there is a large print dictionary page in here. Dictionary pages are always fun. You never know what you're going to get, right? But I loved the large print to this, and I just thought it went great with the color scheme. And then there is a children's poetry book page. So those are the book pages. And then there are 2 6x6 scrapbook papers in here, and these are from that same Frank Garcia Prima pad that I made out of the cover. So I will link that down below for those of you who might be interested in picking it up. I think it's Midnight Garden, but I could be wrong. I will link it down below for anyone who might be interested. Actually, I think this is 2 different paper lines. I will link below these papers. How about that? I'll do the best I can to get this info out to you. Okay, so this beautiful piece with this copper foiling, Again, with those deep colors, there's some more black paper if you like that side better. And then this sweet piece of bird paper. Oh my goodness. And this one has silver foiling on it. I just think it is so sweet. And again, with the black on the back. And then sitting in here, there is this napkin, and these feathers will be fabulous for decoupaging. You can put them straight on your book page. You can put them on your tags. But I even think that they just match the feathers on the paper so well too. I always love throwing these in. They're just a strip of 6 white labels. You can ink them up, use them however you want. Okay, and like I mentioned, the white Signo gel pen, so excited to be able to include that in the collection. It's actually going to come wrapped up in either some tissue paper or some bubble wrap if I had some. I wrapped it up to try to keep it protected, you know, in shipping. The mailer itself is bubble wrap, so it should be fine, but they weren't shipped to me in bubble wrap, but I wanted to try to protect them, so that's how that will come. And then getting into this package here. So this package has a bunch of tags and stuff. There's even a little feather poking out of here. Those bird feathers are a lot of fun. So clipped to the front of this bag, this is a burgundy and white striped bag. It's 2 white doilies and then this really sweet playing card. It's a vintage playing card, but I love the bluebirds. And is that a magnolia bush? Magnolia tree? That's what it looks like to me. But I just love that. I think it is so sweet. Okay, so then getting into these items, there is a large manila time card here. I always include the cutoff of the scrapbook paper from making the cover, cut into a tag. And again, you can just see these feathers and how awesome the colors are together. I just love it. There is a flashcard in here. The 2 manila tags, like usual, there is a blank one. And then this one has that sweet sparrow or whatever it is stamped from the cover onto that tag. There is an alteration tag and an inventory tag. There is a library card and pocket, 1 old Rolodex card, a strip of 4 white tickets, 1 white claim check. And then these are some playing cards from an old game called Probe. It was a vintage game from the 60s I had picked up, and they're just letters, but they're smaller sized cards. The colors match beautifully this collection, and I don't know what letters you'll get, but I'm sure you can come up with something creative to do with those. So that is everything that is in this paper bag here. And then some other items. There is a baggie. I just really liked the gems and the pearls, so there is some gems, just a mixture of colors there. I'll share this little package before I get into the fibers. So I love including this little glassine bag here. And clipped to the front is a vintage cigarette or tea card with a bird image. They're all different. They're from different collections. But I love it when I can find something vintage to include in the collection, and those are just so sweet. So there is a strip of 4 blue tickets. And then getting into all the little bits that are in this bag, there is 1 tiny little black tassel. I thought that was sweet. There are the 4 heart punches that I always include. There's another one in here somewhere. There is a craft tag with this sweet little feather stamped onto the front of it. There are 2 of those small manila tags on a string that I love to include. There are some punches here. I always like using the scraps of leftover paper and just including some punches. So there's a larger scallop circle. There's a 1-inch scallop circle. There are a couple feathers punches, and look at how sweet those are. There's a couple bird punches here. Another bird punch. There's 2 price tags. Again, with the black and white, there is a black tag, a black florist-shaped tag, and then there are 2 black labels. So anyone purchasing this collection, start gathering up all of your little black pieces now because, yeah, I just think it's going to be fun to play with that pen. Oh, and there is also a little feather charm in that bag as well. There is also another little bag thrown in your kit portion that has 2 bulb pins. One of them has some beads on it. I'm not on the camera, sorry. And then one of them has another one of those feather charms on there. So you can clip those on top of your tags or off the edge of your journal. But those are just put in your kit as well. Here is the bookmark that is always included in the collection. One side has that really pretty burgundy and the other side is black, and it just has some gold and white beads. So I love the way that those dangle out of the book. And then there's always a little kit that you could make some fibers on some paper clips or some tags. Again, it comes in this mini glassine bag. There's a couple extra gold clips here. And then there's always a little group of fibers that match the colors. And these are very rich and pretty. If I can figure out how to open it up here. Just to give you an idea, there's some black and gold, gray. There's some gray in there, some white, some navy, some eyelash trims, some different trims. I just had so much fun putting this collection together. These colors were just so much fun. So let me make sure, but I think that is everything. Usually I forget something, but that's typically the bookmark. I usually forget to share the bookmark. So that is everything that is in the Wings collection for the month of March, you guys. As this video posts at noon Eastern Standard Time on Friday, February 29th, this collection has also uploaded and is available in my Etsy shop. So that link will be in the description box down below. Like usual, anyone who purchases this collection within the first 24 hours or so of the release date will receive an extra goodie bag from me with items that can be used in the collection as well. And that's always a fun little extra thing. Again, don't forget about the Facebook group. I would love to have you come join us over there and share anything that you do in your kit. Don't forget to subscribe to the design team members. Their links will be in the description box down below as well. If you missed yesterday's video, I did post it late, sharing the extra items, the ephemera packs, that will also be available in my Etsy shop. That link to that video will be in the description box down below. All right, you guys, so that is it from me. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to me on Etsy. It's a lot easier to get a hold of me there. You can send me a message straight from my Etsy page, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Another note, a lot of times when you combine shipping in the Etsy store, the weights do a weird thing and it might overcharge you a couple dollars for shipping, but just know that as I'm processing the orders and getting things ready over the weekend to ship those out to you, I will refund you shipping just like I usually do. So don't panic over that. It's just a weird calculation process. I'm sure it's something that I haven't figured out how to do right, but there's always the priority mail upgrade. It will upgrade if your weight goes over a pound. The Postal Service doesn't mail first class packages over a pound. So once you add a couple things to your cart, and if it goes over a pound, that's why it will charge you more, and it doesn't make a lot of sense because it's not really first class, it has to go priority. So anyway, that's a problem I usually run into that's confusing. But otherwise, you guys, I think I pretty much covered everything. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you need to. Otherwise, I cannot wait for those of you purchasing this to get this collection in your hands. I'm super excited. So thank you again, everyone in advance who purchased this collection. Thank you to all of you who are watching this video and make this possible for me. I appreciate you so, so much. I hope that you all have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.